All right, fuck it. I know a playoff game is going on, and the Jays play in like 7 minutes. But I'm gonna be doing my bracket. So yeah, let's start. So first game we got Jays and Twins. Nah, fuck it. I'm picking the Jays in three. Make tour. So I think the Jays are winning in three. I think it's gonna be a tough series. The Twins can hit. They've hit Gosman in the past and Barrios, former Twin, but I think we can win that game. So I think we can win that series. So I got us. Toronto's moving on to play Houston. The next one is Tampa and Texas. I know Texas is up 2-0. Yay, I'm happy, but I'm picking the Rays. They have more experience in the playoffs. I know they're decimated with injuries with fucking Wander pedophile, and then you got McClanahan and other guys. But the Rangers have good offense, but their bullpen just scares me. They almost blew the division. They almost blew their playoff chances against the Mariners. If they didn't win game 3, they couldn't have made the playoffs. If they would have got swept by the Mariners, it would have been over. But the Rays have the experience, so I got Tampa winning in. If this game stands, I got them winning in 3. So Tampa Bay moves on. Tampa Gay. What color should I'm gonna put yellow because they have those stupid yellow things. So Tampa Bay moves on to play the Orioles. All right, Houston versus. I'm keeping with the AL. Houston versus Toronto. I think we'll pull up a fight. We have the pitching. Again, Houston, they got that bye straight out of their ass because of Texas, and they swept the Diamondbacks. I think Houston has too much experience. I think Houston wins in 4. I think they move on to go to the ALCS. So, yeah. The Stro Show. So, I don't know what color I should choose. I think I'm going to choose orange because I'll pick the other team's color later. Wow. All right, so, yeah, Houston moves on to the ALCS. And then the next one, you got the Orioles and Rays AL East matchup. So one of the AL East is going to make it to the ALCS, unfortunately for me. I think the Baltimore Orioles got it out because of they have a healthier roster. They have a good offense. Pitching a little suspect. The rotation's not the strongest. I know they lost Felix Batista to TJ. But again, their offense is just elite. They can fucking put up runs. I know they're unexperienced, but I think, the Rays, they've been into deep playoff runs before. The roster's getting older, and, it's just not as star. I know both these teams don't have a high payroll, but the Orioles have way better hitting, more power, younger. I just think they get the win, and they move on. No, I'm not trying to highlight the Jays one. You have to hit the plus. OBS, man. OBS. So, Baltimore moving on. Ball, and then I'll put in black. Why not? So, Baltimore is moving on. Alright. They're moving on to the ALCS. Alright. Who's going to the World Series? I think Houston wins in 5 games against the Orioles. They brought back Verlander to help to the run. They still have a solid rotation. The experience is just too good. I think they go back to back ALCS champions and win and go back to the World Series. I know it's boring, but baseball. You have to. If you're a good team, you're gonna get there. I think Baltimore's not ready yet. It's not biasness. It's a fact of life. I'm kidding. I wouldn't be shocked if Baltimore wins and, keeps up with Houston, but give me Houston. Moving on to the World Series for the 3rd time in a row. So they're the ALCS champions. That's what fucking make this smaller. And put that right here. All right, so Houston moves on. All right, let's go to the NL first game. The Brewers and Milwaukee Brewers and the Diamondbacks. The D-backs have been, we thought they were going to choke their playoff chances away like other teams. But they made the playoffs. Torey Lovullo, good job, young team. The Brewers, they can't hit. They had to get old man Donaldson. They have good pitching. I think it's time for them to rebuild. I know last year I said, the Brewers should rebuild. And when they trade Renfroe, and then all of a sudden they made the playoffs because of a weak division and the Cardinals collapsing. But I got the Diamondbacks upsetting and going back and winning a round. So Arizona, yeah, AZN is their acronym, whatever the hell. And let's use the teal because they have the teal colors too, and they have purple as well. They're kind of like the Raptors. They went from purple to red and black. So yeah, so the Arizona moves on. I think they win in 2. Next playoff game is Marlins and Phillies. I think Phillies win in 2. Phillies have fucking elite hitting. Marlins again unexperienced, but Skip Shoemaker did a great job getting his team to the playoffs. I think they'll be adding bats in the offseason. And I like their pitching. I know Sandy's going to be hurt. He didn't have a good season, but he's still their ace at the end of the day, despite the terrible season. But yeah. I got the Phillies moving on. All right, so next series is the DSs for the NL. Arizona and LA. I got LA winning in 5. I think Arizona takes them to the limit, but LA moves on to get to the NLCS because I just think they've been there. They have a good team. I know their pitching's bad, so I think that the rotation's not as good as before. I know they added at the deadline with Lance Lynn and others, but their rotation's still not as deep as they once was, and a lot of them are struggling outside of Kershaw. But I think LA moves on, but the Diamondbacks make it a series. I think LA wins in 5. So Dodgers move on. The Doyers move on. The Doyers move on. What color should I choose? Blue, why not? Because they're fucking blue. The Braves are blue as well. Let's make this smaller. Alright, next series is Philly and Atlanta. Last year, the Phillies shocked the world by beating Atlanta. I don't think so this year. I think Atlanta's too good. Acuna, full season. Fucking Ozuna, their offense is stacked because of Alex Anthopoulos, their GM that used to be our fucking GM. I should tune on the Jays game right now. And they're just fucking stacked. The Phillies, their rotation is just a couple of guys, Wheeler and Nola. I don't think the rotation is as deep as the Braves, even though, Strider, his ERA is a little shitty, but he has 270 strikeouts. They're going to have time to rest and prepare. They're just a better team. I got the Braves moving on to the CS. ATL. I don't know what color. Red, yeah. Red. Oh, it's white. Fuck. Oh. I don't know. Pretend it's there. Alright, so the Braves and the Dodgers, who I got winning? I got the Braves winning in 6 games. I think the Braves are just a better team. The Dodgers pitching will catch up to the Atlanta Braves' fucking rapid offense. They hit. Acuna's gonna have a great series. It's gonna be Freddie Freeman against his old team in a series. Again, it's gonna be Braves and Dodgers. We didn't get that last year, which last year was kind of interesting outside of the AL. In the NL, it was Padres and Phillies in the NLCS, which was pretty cool. If you're a neutral fan or a fan that doesn't, don't hate those teams, it was pretty cool seeing different teams. But I think it'll be the same shit as the last other 2 years. Dodgers and hopefully I'm wrong. Dodgers and Braves, but I got the Braves in 6. So Braves are going to the World Series to face the Astros. Wow, I'm a little bit of a stickler. So All right, and the winner of the World Series will be Braves in 7 in Atlanta. Acuna gets his ring. He finally gets his ring. And, yeah, I think Acuna gets his ring. They get the redemption and become a mini dynasty for years to come. And, the Braves just built a good team. Michael Harris gets a ring. All the young guys get a ring. Osuna gets a ring. And I think the Astros pull back, and I think they're going to be going into like a retooling mode after this. Going to 3 straight World Series and only winning 1 is kind of a failure. So I think the Astros will turn it back. I got the Braves winning. They just have the best roster. But knowing baseball, knowing baseball, it's it's a tricky sport. Anyone can win. Sometimes it's really predictable, and sometimes holy shit, it's a fucking crapshoot. But yeah, I got the Braves winning in 7 and in Atlanta, and should be a good playoffs. Hopefully the Jays make it far, and hopefully none of the AL East teams win outside of the Jays. And that's all I gotta say. Go Blue Jays, and hopefully this playoffs is good. Fuck the Brewers, because me and Colby did a little pact. And that's it. Peace.